At the G20, there is no place you would rather be seated than where Australia sits. We should acknowledge our relative success, indeed our absolute success, but there is a terrible risk that our continued success over such a long time has been steadily sowing the seeds of complacency, which we must be wary of. A generation, it is true, has now grown up not ever knowing a recession, of seeing unemployment rates at more than 10%, or with 1 million Australians more out of work, or mortgage rates at 18%, or where inflation is actually a problem as opposed to the moment where we'd see it more of an aspiration. More Australians are also likely today to be net beneficiaries of the government than contributors, never paying more tax than they receive in government payments. There is a new divide, the taxed and the tax-nots. In the next 5 to 7 years, if we're fortunate, we have a window of opportunity to prepare our country for what lays ahead and to set our nation up for a new generation of growth and prosperity. We must take action to strengthen our economic resilience to deal with the shocks that will inevitably come, to get debt under control by returning the budget to balance through disciplined expenditure restraint and a tax system that supports growth and provides sustainable revenues. We must also build on the strength, integrity and resilience of our banking and financial system, not take it for granted. Our debt now stands at around $430 billion, with interest payments at $16 billion this year. To arrest our debt, we must restore the budget to balance. Deficits have proven difficult to shift in recent years, despite applying significant expenditure controls. The situation has been made even worse by the budget sabotage engaged in by the opposition during the last parliament and the unwillingness of the previous Senate to enable the government to implement our agenda for budget repair. We have an earnings problem. Our nominal growth today is lower than our real growth by a full percentage point. This is an uncommon predicament and a core challenge in working to bring the budget back to balance. There is $40 billion of under-legislated budget improvements that are out there. That's a significant package of measures, $40 billion. $25 billion, more than 60%, constrained spending. And just over a third, or $15 billion, increased revenues. In other words, the policy emphasis of our measures to improve the budget is on controlling spending rather than increasing revenue through tax increases. The period of this term could well prove to be the tipping point on the trajectory of our debt that our children and grandchildren will be saddled with. Once that debt fully takes hold, it will build its own momentum and will only grow more difficult to tame.